Welcome back, football fam. You tune into the Gilly Boys, and we're here to talk about the Miami Hurricanes and what's next and what's going on. These guys runner up in the next championship game. Beautiful season. Shout out. But now that the game's over, the transfer portal has opened up for the team, and they have lost a lot of trench players on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, on the defensive offensive lines, excuse me. Uh, just looking at the list, if we go here, you have at defensive tackle, just talk about David Blake out of eligibility. He would be moving on to the NFL. Ahmad Moten has a decision to make about moving on to the NFL. He was probably the most important defensive lineman we had, just to be honest with you. He ate up a lot of those double teams so Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain could get off. Him coming back would be huge for Miami, but I would not be surprised if he decides to go to the NFL and forego his last year. Looking at the key backups on the defensive line, you do have Justin Scott coming back. He was big on the second half of the season. Look for him to take a step forward next year. But if you go a little further down, guys like Artavius Jones has entered the transfer portal after one season on the team. He was a big Lance Gitry guy. So Gitry was let go before this season, so Artavius could be following him. Artavius was a big part of the future. A lot of the coaches liked him. He was not the only defensive lineman to decide to hit the portal. If I can go back look at the list real quick. True freshman commit defensive lineman Dante Simpson Jr., 6'3", 290 plus pounds, decided to go into the transfer portal. After one season with the Hurricanes, he had a lot of buzz coming out of the spring. A lot of Miami staff liked him. He thought he had a bright future. Him and Malik Newman, I believe, is also the other defensive lineman that decided to hit the portal. So two guys that Miami bought in last year that they thought would be developmental pieces for the defensive line are now gone. They'll have to address that position, possibly even Ahmad Moten leaving as well. That basically leaves you with Justin Scott and a tweener of Armando Blunt, who also plays outside. So that's really all you got at D tackle for next year, and that's not gonna get it done.
Let me ask you this. I know we're talking about D tackles, but I feel like Lightfoot kind of came on a little bit at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to him. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's just going position by position. So that's
gotcha.
something they're gonna have to address. I don't know who's out there, but at D tackle, but they gonna have to find some bodies, and they're gonna find a lot of them. They're already thin this year. Expect to be thinner next year. Moving on to the outside of the defensive line, Ruben Bain, Akeem Mesidor, moving on to the draft. Yes, they should. Possibly both being first round draft picks. Akeem Mesidor had to answer some medical issues and issues with his age. But if teams okay with that, he's probably talking about he might be a better pass rusher than Ruben Bain.
How
Probably
old
not
is
as
he?
good as he's in his mid 20s. He's 24, 25.
Jeez.
It might be. Well, this is the thing. He'd be 24. 24. He's 24.
I
He'll be
mean,
24 when the season, but he'll turn 25 during the next season.
that's not bad. That's not
The
bad. That's not
thing is,
bad. That's not bad.
he missed the whole year because he had some foot issues. This was the thing. He had to have special cleats on last year, so he wasn't as productive because they had to get special. He missed all the spring because he couldn't play in the shoes. He had special cleats, and they had to get him approved by the NCAA and all this stuff. So he missed all the spring, all the summer, and missed some. I think he missed a couple games last year because of that. All right, he just was hurt. But yeah, so he wasn't 100% last year. He wasn't in shape. You saw the difference this year.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe teams look past that, but it's just something he gonna have to explain or they got to dig into with him. If it checks out okay, you talking about the first round defensive end, and they're okay with the age, but this is main drawbacks. Backups for them. Herbert Strogans team loves him. I haven't seen him play, so but okay. Marquise Lightfoot, guy you were just talking about, putting on weight, getting stronger. Former five-star guy. Can't wait to see what he does next year in the premier pass rushing role. Booker Pickett, Booker Pickett Jr. also on the roster, red shirt. He redshirted this year or last year. I think he redshirted last year, so he'll be a redshirt sophomore next year. And you got Cole McConaughey. He missed most of the season with an injury, also coming back. And speaking of injuries, 5-star defensive end Hayden Lowe, the guy who people were saying would be the third defensive end on the roster, is coming back from injury. He should be probably starting on the other side of Marquise Lightfoot when the season starts next year. He will be a redshirt freshman, Hayden Lowe from Oaks Christian Academy in California. Is it just Oak Christian? I think it's Oak Christian Academy out there in California in Westlake Village. But he's a former 5-star, top 15 player, number 2 defensive end in the nation coming out supposedly last year. Miami is also getting a visit from Damon Wilson from Minnesota, formerly of Minnesota, formerly of Georgia. Could possibly bring him in at defensive end. So we'll see what that looks like. He's visiting. Well, he visited yesterday and today, so we'll see how that goes. But that's it on the D-line. Moving on to linebacker. Didn't really lose anybody to the portal, but losing a lot of guys because of eligibility. Chase Smith played a lot of key minutes for Miami as the third linebacker on the roster. Finally got his playing time this year. He's out of eligibility. Wesley Bissaint, 4-year starter. He's gone. Mohamed Toure could possibly be gone. There's word that he could seek a medical red shirt for another year. It would be huge for Miami if he can get it. He actually graded out as the number 1 player at 84.4 for the Miami Hurricanes in the national championship game.
Saw that.
Hey.
I think he was the number 1 player in the Texas A&M game too.
Hey, he saved the game. He got the big hit that led to the fourth down play to make them throw it in the end zone for the interception. So the one he literally got knocked unconscious on the field after making a play. So
he put his body on the line.
That's the definition of putting your body on the line, man. Dying for your teammates right there. Yep. I think one of the teammates said, "I thought you was dead." They literally said that. You heard him say it in the post game.
Yep.
He said, "I thought you was dead." So
we're glad he's okay.
He's okay. They had to make that play. So, linebacker, I definitely think you need some bodies. Cam Pruitt is a guy built like a safety, has a lot of speed. If I'm them, I'm copying the Indiana blueprint. I'm probably putting 3 linebackers on the field next year with me a speed coverage guy. I think Cam could play the Rohan Hardy role or the Isaiah Jones role. That's just something to think about. Look at the Popo Aguirre, would be a senior next year. He might just step in as a middle linebacker, starting middle linebacker. I would not be surprised there. But other than that, they do have some freshmen on the roster. At linebacker, the key one is Kevin Wiley, 6'4", 235 pounds. He redshirted this year. He'll be a redshirt freshman. I expect him to get a lot of playing time next year. Ezekiel Marcelin, undersized linebacker. He redshirted this year. He could be seeing a lot of reps on special teams. Just provides some depth, though. They do have Darius Hayes on the roster. He missed a lot of this season due to some personal issues off of the field, resulting in some. I'll let y'all Google it. But yeah, he missed a lot of this season. But he's in good spirits, and he should be back in the rotation with the team. As of now, he has not hit the portal, or has not been asked to hit the portal. Coming in, they did not bring in a lot of linebackers. I think they brought in 2 coming in this year. You got Justin Edwards, and the last one is Jordan Campbell, who can also play some defensive end, who might just play defensive end. So linebacker should be a need that they need to address in the portal. Corey Heatherman, former linebacker coach, I believe. So you would think he'll want to go out there and get some guys. I'm hearing some rumors of some guys that used to be at Minnesota could be trickling down to South Florida for a visit pretty soon. So y'all look into that. Moving on to the secondary, and we'll move on to offense after this. Whew, man, we're gonna miss these guys. Starting with Jacoby Thomas, strong safety. Man, number 8 became one of my favorite players. If you're a Miami Hurricane fans, I think this name you might remember his name, Amari Carter. Was that Amari Carter? I think so. But anyway, he played safety. He was a big hitter. He always laid it wood. He always get that freaking flag at the worst times. This Jacoby Thomas without the flags. So shout out to Jacoby Thomas for playing that Amari role without getting those penalties. And he was big for us. He came down with interceptions, came down with big pass breakups. He was like the emotional measuring stick for this team. When you needed somebody to get hype, you looked his way, it was him. Shout out to Keontae Scott, out of eligibility. Rebuilt his draft stock after coming over from Auburn. They had him playing safety. Didn't look good. Moved over to the nickel at Miami. Looks great. Looks like the best nickel in the country.
Yep.
Defending the run in the pass. Look for him to get drafted pretty high in the draft. If he can answer questions on why he couldn't do it at Auburn. So, was it a scheme thing?
If I'm him, I'm pointing the blame.
Going to cornerback, you got Ethan O'Connor. I expect him back in the roster. He had a rough championship game, but I expect him to be back fighting for a starting job. The number one cornerback, OJ Frederick, they got him listed as backup on here, but he was he's CB1, dealing with injuries, didn't play in the second half of the national championship. He toughed it out in the first half until they got Xavier Lucas back. I expect all three of those guys back. Xavier Lucas starting on one side, with Frederick probably starting on the other. Both will be draft eligible next year. So look out for that. Also, Ethan O'Connor will be draft eligible next year as well. Key backup, Damari Brown, also hurt with an injury. He actually started a few games for the Hurricanes. He's also draft eligible as of now. He is not in the portal. He is not reported for the draft. He's a 6'2", close to 6'3" cornerback. Built rock solid, looks like a linebacker with speed and shiftiness. So he'll be huge to get back.
Did Brown play safety at some point this year?
He played what?
Did he play safety at some point this year? I feel like I remember seeing him at safety.
He played slot. He played a lot of slot this year.
Okay.
When they took out Keontae Scott for a little while, you saw Damari Brown get in, and you saw Bryce Fitzgerald get in. It's at the nickelback. True freshman cornerback Jabari Antoine and true freshman cornerback Chris Ewald, with two names you need to look out for getting into the rotation. You should see a guy like Jadaius Richard come back next year. If he's approved for his medical red shirt, he missed most of this season with the ACL and Achilles injury, so you barely saw him this year. It happened at the end of last year. I expect that to get approved, and you see him next year. Don't know who Nick Kelly is. First time ever seeing that name. So Dylan Day is a guy, took big strides this year. Expect him to be fighting for a starting job next year. Shout out to them for that. Also bringing in safeties J.J. Dunnigan and who was the other one? J.J. Dunnigan and Cortez Redding. There you go. At safety. Also at cornerback, bringing in Clinton, the son of Clinton Portis. So shout out to that. Caden Portis coming in to be the nickelback, I believe. Let's go over to the offense. A lot of holes here. And let's start on the coaching side of it, because they're going to address their tight end coach leaving. Cody Woodall will be heading back to his home state of Mississippi to take the tight end's job at Ole Miss. And that could not happen at a worse time, as Miami really needs some tight ends. Elijah Lofton has not been what they thought, at least not what I thought. I don't know what they feel about him, but I think he hasn't been what I thought he was going to be. And he's a guy that seems to get hurt a lot. I think he needs to move to running back. That's just my thought. I think they should look into it. Elijah Lofton, 6'2", not tall for a tight end, pretty tall for a running back. Over 240, probably over 250.
Like Toby.
He can run. I think he might be over. If he ain't over 250, he like a biscuit away. So put that guy at running back. Man, he gonna destroy somebody. So that's my thing. Get the conditioning up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he trims down to 240. Put him in running back. See what you got, because I don't think he's the answer at tight end. If he wants to waste all his time playing tight end, that's on him. But I think he needs to venture into the running back room and see what you got. He might have the red shirt this year. That's fine, but
nothing wrong with red shirt.
Yeah, I think he has a future at running back if he decides to switch. It's just me talking. Alex Ballman, I think they're saying he might get another year eligibility. Don't ask me why. I don't know how. He's also the guy that whiffed on the kick that you all saw that they blocked. Special teams killed us, and that was a big blunder right there. That free 7 points, man. If you take that back, that's a victory in Miami. But
You
that's
know,
nail it.
you know what I would do if someone missed a block on my team, right?
You stripping college scholarship. You taking the jersey off right there.
Right
I know
there
you.
on
You
national
don't
TV.
forgive. You don't forgive nobody. You won't even let them ride the team bus home.
Nope.
It's you.
I don't care if it's Miami. You can walk home, buddy.
Staying in tight end, Luca Gilbert is a guy they see a lot of future in. Owen Rusovich is the walk-on tight end. They like him. He's on scholarship now. They're bringing in 2 tight ends as well that y'all need to look into. One of them is Gavin Mueller. He was a top 5 tight end in the country. He is 6'5", 255 pounds. Look for him to get significant playing time. And also, they're bringing in a speedster kind of guy, moving over from wide receiver to tight end, Isaac Israel Briggs, excuse me. 6'5", 200 pounds, probably a red shirt this year, but he reminds me a lot of not saying he's going to be this guy, but he reminds me of Jimmy Graham. So not trying to put the kind of pressure on him, but this reminds me of Jimmy Graham for the Saints.
You watch the show, man. It's pressure coming your way, buddy.
But yeah, it's enough time on the tight ends. Moving on to wide receiver, we be losing C.J. Daniels, Keelan Marion, Tony Johnson, backup slot. All those guys will be moving on to NFL.
Ooh.
Best of luck to them. Miami got to replace some guys. They do have Joshua Moore and JoJo Trader, who they can put on the outside. I expect both of those guys actually to start on the outside for Miami next year, with Malachi Tony starting the slot. Miami did go out and sign 2 wide receivers. I expect both of those guys to compete for playing time. I don't think they start. Vontavious Jacobs and Cam Vaughn. First, talk about Vontavious Jacobs. If anybody's going to steal a starting job, it's going to be him. 6 foot, 195 pounds, speedster from South Carolina. He can play. Didn't look great at South Carolina, but looked fairly decent. But here you got the C.J. Daniels thing. C.J. Daniels didn't look great in LSU. Looked a lot better in Miami before the injury. So let's see what happens there. Cam Vaughn, another guy, 6'2", a little bit more size on him. He's going to be a 50-50 ball guy when he gets down the field. He has a little speed on him. Is he better than Josh Moore or Josiah Trader? I'll let you guys decide. I don't think so. But look at that. I think they need to find another slide guy, somebody to they do have Dylan Upshaw. He's not listed on the roster. I think he probably backs up Malachi Tony, also plays on the outside. They're bringing in 4 wide receivers as well. Thank God. They're really good too, y'all. Samorian Wingo, 6'2", 180 pounds, 5-star wide receiver. Milan Paris, 6'6", 205-pound Florida Iowa State commit. He decommitted and committed to Miami. Van Stafford, speedy slot, guy from California. And last but not least, former Tennessee commit, I believe, or at least they beat Tennessee out for him. Tyron Evans, 6'3.5". There's a pattern there. They want tall guys, as you can see. So shout out to Miami for that. I think they did the right thing. Last but not least on this video, we're going to talk about the offensive line. The biggest holes to fill on the roster. You're losing Francis Mauigoa, your right tackle, to the NFL. You're losing your leader on your offensive line, right guard, Arnez Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Losing your center, James Brockermeyer, to the NFL. You will have Matthew McCoy back, either at tackle or left guard. You are losing possibly it's looking like he's going to NFL. Markel Bell, he's a projected top 50 pick if he decides to leave. He does have the JUCO year available to him if he decides to take it. But if he's getting top 50 grades, I think he goes. It's just my train of thought.
That's good for a tackle, though. So, yeah, you guys, yeah.
Moving on to the backups. Backup left tackle, Derek Plas, in the portal. Backup right tackle Tommy Kinsler, surprising me, is in the portal.
Mm.
Ryan Rodriguez, we have a medical year available. He's expected to be on the team next year. Samson Okunlola, former five-star offensive tackle. He played a lot of guard and tackle this year. He was like the sixth man on the offensive line. I expect him to be starting on this team, either at left or right tackle. Our left guard. Maybe they keep playing guard and keep Matthew McCoy outside. We'll see. They got some flexibility there. SJ Olofatuli, number 65. He played a lot of fullback for Miami this year. I expect him to be competing for the starting center job with Ryan Rodriguez. I expect Ryan Rodriguez probably to win it, and SJ back him up to SJ learn how to snap. Nico Francavilla, number 55, sophomore. Played a lot last year, didn't play much this year. He's in the portal. As a recording, Juan Minaya is not in the portal, but at this point, nothing surprises me. Miami is bringing in five-star offensive tackle, number one player in the nation, Jackson Cantwell. Also bringing in four-star Ben Cognan, offensive tackle. If I can find him. Also bringing in four-star, 6'6", 330-pound offensive tackle, Joel Irvin. I think he kicks inside, though. Missing one. Missing two, actually. Oh, they're bringing in cousin or brother to Booker Pickett, Cannon Pickett, interior offensive lineman. I think he's a big body guy. He's huge, actually. He's 6'4", 330. And J.J. Sparks, probably future center, 6'3", 300 pounds. Yeah, so, I mean, there got to be some retooling on the offensive line. They were looking at South Carolina's offensive left tackle, Josiah Thompson. Didn't look great at South Carolina, but he has the tools. We'll see what that looks like if he decides to come to Miami. There's talk about Jordan Seaton. I think if you're losing both your tackles, you might need to go get a guy.
You gotta go get somebody. You got to.
I know you're confident in Matthew McCoy and Samson Okunlola and Jackson Cantwell. Jackson Cantwell won Scout Team Player of the whatever for the playoffs, but that could be just building confidence for the incoming freshman. I think you need to get at least one guy, at least one. And if you can go get the best guy at the position, you get him. They're talking about LSU is the team to beat for Jordan Seaton, over $2 million. This is my debate on that. And Miami can pay you $2 million.
Right.
You know they will. So the money's not an issue. You decide between Miami, LSU, and I think the third team is Oregon. If money's not an issue, because all three of those teams play the money, what do you need to look at? Development. Name me one offensive lineman that Lane Kiffin has put into the league. Oh, okay then. Name me one offensive lineman that Dan Lanning has developed.
He got two in the draft. Come on now. He got two.
Okay, let's talk about it. One is a transfer, Isaiah Worrell. I would say he took a step back this year going to Oregon. I don't expect him to go in the first round. I don't really expect him to go in the second round, honestly. So if third round is your goal, okay. You got Emmanuel Prognon. Okay. Did Dan Lanning recruit that guy? Or was he there? I mean, I don't think he goes in the first round. Don't think he goes in the second round.
Well,
there you go.
You make a compelling argument.
Jordan Seaton, where would he grade out in this year's offensive line class? Not a great offensive line class. Where did he grade out? Would he be better than Francis Manoa?
You asking me?
I don't think so. I mean, you give me your opinion. Do you think he's better than Francis Manoa?
Heck no. Let me say this. He didn't impress me in Colorado.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Offensive line class, not great this year. Even worse next year. But he will still be the top guy off the board no matter where he goes. And depending on where he goes, gets in development, just depends on his draft position. He goes to Miami, you could be looking at a top 5 pick. He goes to Oregon, looking at a top 20 pick. He goes to LSU, looking at a top 15 pick. It's all about, you're still the top guy. But I think you go somewhere, you get development, you get better, you solidify yourself. Oh, yeah, he is legit. You go to Miami. Let them coach you for a year. They have credibility for developing offensive linemen. Not just Miami. I'm talking about Mario Cristobal and, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. I mean, yeah, an offensive line coach. So
That's what I was getting at. Just look at the coaches.
exactly.
What has
Don't
each
worry about
coach
the
has
money.
done?
They all can pay you.
That's what I'm looking at. Look at the coaches. If I'm a parent, don't worry about the money. We got you this far. You going to the NFL? When we get to the NFL, take care of us. Look at the coaches. What has either coach? One coach I think isn't a good coach. And I've said it before. So
Yeah. We'll leave it. Don't.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look at the
He
coaches.
made the playoffs. He made the playoffs, so you gotta give him credit for that.
Look at the coaches. That's my biggest gripe. If you're a transfer, if money's not your issue, look at the coaches. Who can help me out the most?
And for Jordan Seaton, money should not be the issue. All 3 of those teams can pay him whatever he wants. Name a price. You are
Honestly,
the
name a
best
price.
offensive lineman in the portal. People, offensive linemen of your caliber do not enter the portal.
Nope.
Name a price. Either one of those teams will pay it.
If he was
So now, look at your development. What do you care more about?
money,
That's just my thought.
money or the future. That's the biggest thing. Money or the future.
That's all I got on that. That's all I got on Miami. Got a little longer than I thought it would. Wish I'd have found this for the other video, but hey, when I did Indiana, maybe I'll go back and redo it. But that's all we got for right now, guys. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Be out.